All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the Aftermarket Recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to join me today and every afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 5 p.m. March 24th on a Thursday. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on that white logo. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit that like button if you like these videos. Really do appreciate it as always. All right, let's rock and roll. The Dow did climb 1% today, 349 points. NASDAQ up 1.93%. S&P up 1.43%. The VIX came down, 2167, down about 8%. Equal weight S&P up 1.17%. Small caps gained 1.15%. The dollar did gain today as well, up 0.17%. 2.341% on the 10-year yield, did gain about 20 basis points. Gold also bid. We got into some gold calls, up 0.73%. Remember, I was talking about that break on Twitter. Silver up 1.59%. High yield credit also bid. Investment grade bonds also bid. Oil was down today about 3.18%. I think I had it here. Let's take a look at oil. Looks like it does want to retest that blue line, which is your 110.17 level. Interesting enough, I do have XLE, and XLE actually was green today, even though oil was down. Very, very interesting. But still holding on to that 78.6 Fibonacci level. I'm expecting to get around 78 tomorrow. I do expect oil to bounce back, as again, we're getting close to right here, that blue line. All the action is happening in the morning, actually, on crude oil, and then it kind of fades into the cash session on the S&P. So who knows exactly where we're at, but in terms of looking at oil, in terms of the retracement, it also retraced 50% of its gains. It got as much as around 78% of its drop. So again, 115 is a crucial level. I think we're going to get there sooner rather than later. I don't think this is a top on oil. If anything, you could also take a look and see maybe you can do a little more downtrend, as maybe you can kind of see an inverse head and shoulders possibly. So maybe there could be some more pain on oil as well. I don't have any long-term positions on oil. Remember, I did have XOP, but I sold that. I do have an XLE call for tomorrow expiry, and I also have Oxy that we took this week, and we got that for around 35%. So again, that 110 level is extremely key. Let's see if we can get that breakdown, if that's pretty much your latest support. Let's go and put 110 for at least for the future session and see. And then 115, again, we broke it this morning. I'm going to go ahead and place an alert as well and see if we catch that. I'm not going to trade futures because, again, I'm out tomorrow until next Wednesday. I'm going to Colombia to visit family. So let me see if I can get this here. Let's create an alert since my clicker or my mouse doesn't want to work. We'll put 115.05 as the break. That's your next fib level. So we're around $4 away from that level. Looking at gasoline, down about 2.09% today as well. Again, crude being down. Bitcoin actually caught a nice bid. Remember, I talked about 46,000 being at a key level. Well, Bitcoin had some news today that Putin in Russia was stating that they'll accept Bitcoin. They'll accept Bitcoin as payment for natural gas to friendly nations. There was also one more piece on Bitcoin. ExxonMobil, the largest U.S. oil producer, is using excess gas to power Bitcoin and crypto mining. That was from Bloomberg. So Bitcoin got a nice little pump there. We have been here before. It's not like anything new. We kind of always get to around 45,000 and then we kind of run out of gas. So again, 46,000 would be a clear break above that. I expect that to happen in the near future anyway, so I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Here's my positions again on Bitcoin. Again, I added some Ethereum. Again, I do that every week. I added some Bitcoin. So again, I'm always buying over and over every week. So here's where I'm at here. Hopefully the graph comes back down, come around. Tezos is always up and down. Polygon's doing well. Wrapped Luna token, I love that. That's been one of the bigger winners other than ETH. So that's where we are. Some notes I want to kind of go over before I start taking questions here. AMD. So again, the students caught AMD today. Members had a signal AMD. I was talking about those 120s. Those are now in the money. Those had a lot of volume earlier in the week. The problem is that we closed on the signal, because we broke below that 100-day moving average, thinking to ourselves, hey, that's going to be a breakdown. Let's salvage some premium. But really, the validation point was 111.68. And we got the bounce. I mean, it's killer. It's annoying that we were right, and yet it was wrong. Like, we just got out. So that's why it's important. You got to give options a little more breathing time. You got to let them run. Sometimes we know, you have invalidation points. Let that invalidation point hit before you start cutting bait. This happened yesterday with SPY. Yesterday we had some SPY calls that we tried. The 450 calls, those are now in the money. Imagine that. So the analysis is right, but we were breaking down below the 100-day towards the end of the session. We salvaged some premium. It sucks because it would have soared, and a lot of members did get it. So in my mind, I count those as W's because analysis is on point. But again, just timing, execution sometimes can get away from us. As a professional trader, I could tell you that's happened many times. But again, you're still learning, even if you're doing this 8 years like I have. It's nothing new. Frustrating, yeah, but I mean, that's just the name of the game. Taking a look here at QQQ, I do have QQQ calls. I believe I have, let me see if I can find it. I have the 360 calls. We're 44 cents away from the money. They're for tomorrow expiry. We're down 17. We should be able to crack that. Once we do, we're going to go ahead and see the next target on Qs is right around 363. So should we be able to catch that tomorrow for some profit there. And I expect XLE to bounce with crude bouncing tomorrow. So kind of recapping some of the positions that we had. Apple, we hit again with a 175 calls. We're up like 25% on them. We hit Apple twice early this week, as you remember. So again, it's been following that trend of that 200-day moving average on the hourly, almost to the T. That's been like your buy levels for the past 4 days. If it taps the 200-day, you're almost buying every time. So Apple is coming around. There was also some news that they're going to do a subscription service for their hardware like iPhones. And that's looking to launch by end of 2022 and 2023. So Apple doing its job in terms of the NASDAQ boosting it up today. And you can see in the heat map, Microsoft being up, Google being up, Amazon not so much, Tesla another great day, Apple up 2.27%. So even with yields going up today, banks also did well today, but not a lot of volume out there anyways. All right, let's answer some questions here. Thoughts on 125 calls on AMD for next week. 125 calls, you're looking for a $5 move. You did break resistance. I'm not totally against 125s for next week at all. I would prefer to maybe break 122 or 121.50 just to confirm, but it's not a bad trade. If you look at the daily here, I'm pretty sure those have a lot of volume too. 125 is really your next target. That's your last wick high back in the end of February. And then you have next here is about 130, 129 on your 100-day. So it's not a bad bet. Hi, Carlos. What are the main technical indicators you use? I use moving averages. I use the 50, the 100, and the 200. Sometimes the 20. I just have it on there. But mainly, it's really just volume. I'm looking at Fibonacci levels that I set up. And then, of course, I use the moving averages. Really, your best indicators, guys, are your eyes. Good afternoon, Carlos. Microsoft thoughts, please. Yeah, Microsoft, again, beautiful push. We are in calls, the 305s for next week, by a little time. 305.16 seems to be that first target. There is a slight gap right here around 309.92 on the daily. I think we filled that, so Microsoft is rocking. We should be able to get that tomorrow with a nice gap up on NASDAQ. The gap up I expected yesterday happened today, so imagine that. What do you think is wheat stocks for the bill being approved next week? Yeah, so there was the Senate report on the Senate that they passed the bill to expand medical marijuana research. So again, not fully legalization, but there was some talk about that too. Let me read that here. The House panel to consider bill to decriminalize marijuana on Monday. So we'll keep an eye on that. As you know, I am long cannabis stocks. And let's see if we can get full legalization. We've been expecting full legalization on marijuana and also sports gambling for now, about 18 months now. So we're waiting. The clock is ticking until it raise up. Yeah. I mean, I have THCX, so that's pretty much a really good indicator of everything. Look at the daily. Looks like shit, right? But again, you still have a lot of gaps to fill. 730, 786 is a gap to fill. I'm not going to trade it, but again, I'm going to be looking to maybe add a little more risk here as, again, you're starting to see bottoms and the really breaking down the bottom of the last 2 years and almost even the last 10 years or so. Last 2 years. The low on THCX, for example, is 591. We're now at 750. We bring up CGC. You can see we're at levels not seen since 2018. And I've been trading that for a while now that I remember. So again, right near support, if you want to go ahead and actually start taking a nibble on these cannabis stocks, I wouldn't be against it. The only thing is to hit it on a green day. You may want a little bit of a pullback. If you think Facebook has hit a bottom, good time to buy. First thing, I was telling that to Investment Club today. Definitely a stock that I want to, that I really want to target just for the fact that it's so cheap in terms of PE multiples and how much cash they have on their balance sheet. So yes, I think here on Facebook would be nice way to add some more exposure on, if it is a core holding. So again, I do like Facebook to at least 245 by, let's say, May. That's what I do expect anyway. So that's a nice little pop. You're talking about a 10% move in about a month. I do expect that from Facebook. NEO reporting today, it's up pre-market. NEO or aftermarket, let's see. I don't know, I didn't see any NEO report yet, as of yet, but if I do see it, I will definitely let you guys know. I did see some moving after hours around 23, but nothing yet in terms of NEO. I'll let you guys know. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Tomorrow I am out in the morning, so I will catch you guys on Wednesday for the morning note. Have a great rest of your week and weekend. I will catch you guys then. Cheers, guys.